Welcome back. The South Dakota football team bounced back from their first loss of the season with a convincing 42-0 shutout over Southern Illinois. Now, that would be their first shutout ever in Missouri Valley Football Conference play. For more on that and the week ahead, here's Jay Elsen with Bob Nielson in Vermilion.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Well, Bob, I know you, like the rest of us, were a little bit curious going into this past game to see how your team was going to respond after that performance at Illinois State in your first loss of the season. So, by day's end, how'd you feel about the effort you saw?
Well, I was really pleased with the effort our guys gave. We talked all week about responding and stepping up, and we had a defensive unit that I think came away from Illinois State feeling that they didn't play their best game, and I think we saw one of our best efforts of the year on Saturday.
Absolutely. Well, the day got off to an unfortunate start. Chris Strevler goes down with an injury on your first possession. First off, it wasn't overly obvious, so what happened on the play that he was injured?
Well, it was a design quarterback run, and he got hit, and it caused what they call a stinger in football terminology. And so Austin Simmons came in, finished the drive, got the ball in the end zone, and went through the first half. Chris did come out halftime, warmed up. I think we could have played him, but we really felt at that point in time that Austin could finish the game, and that's what we did.
What's Strevler's status going forward then?
Well, he's going to practice today. We feel like he's in a position where he'll be ready to go by Saturday.
That's good news. All right. Well, as you mentioned, Austin Simmons did come into the game, and that's one luxury you have. You've got a very capable backup in that young guy right there. He went the rest of the way, completed 11 of 18 passes for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. And how would you assess his overall performance there?
Well, I think he did okay. He made a couple of pinpoint passes for touchdowns. He operated our offense. We went into a little bit more of a conservative game plan mode in the second half with the 21-0 lead, and knowing that Southern Illinois' quarterback was out as well. I think he can play better and operate our offense a little bit better, and certainly knowing that you're going to have to go into a game is a little bit different than all of a sudden having to jump into a game, and so he'll be better down the road for the experience that he got.
Now, we did definitely see a different style of offense than what we've become accustomed to seeing out of your group. It was a ground game that led the way for you this week, and I imagine Chris's injury had at least a little bit to do with that.
Actually, that was part of our game plan. We wanted to establish the run and be more effective running the football. The other thing that you forget about is when you score twice on defense, you don't get offensive possessions, and so your numbers get skewed a little bit there offensively.
Yeah, season low 280 yards of total offense. Far and away different than the 560 we're used to seeing week in and week out. The offense did do enough to get the job done, but the defense, as you kind of hit on a little earlier, more than its fair share on Saturday. And coming off that performance against Illinois State, in which I know they were very disappointed, come out, pitch a shutout, force 5 turnovers, score 2 touchdowns in the process. Doesn't get a whole lot better in terms of rebounding than that, I don't think.
No, it's tough to shut out a team in Missouri Valley. It doesn't happen very often, and not only did our defense do that, but also scored 14 points on their own with their 2 interception returns, and really took the game and put it away for us.
And what made that, in my opinion anyway, all the more impressive was the fact that you did it with a few guys who were thrust into much bigger roles on Saturday due to a couple of suspensions. So how impressed were you with the play of guys like Isaac Armstead and Mark Collins in that particular situation?
Well, I think those guys really emphasized the theme for the week. Guys that were called on to step up, and they stepped up and not just played, but played at a really high level. And guys that we have confidence in, and we've had to deal a lot of that with injuries and obviously some things that we dealt with on Saturday. And again, really pleased with what guys were able to do in terms of response.
That victory is the 7th of the season for you. First time the Coyotes have hit that number at the Division I level. So what, if anything, does that mean to you and the rest of this group?
Well, it means we've won 7 games, which is a good thing. Our team really has goals of continuing to play the kind of football that we've been playing throughout the end of the season. And if we do that, we got a chance to compete for a conference championship. And being at 7 wins gives us a chance to do that and control our own destiny the rest of the way out.
That's going to be a tough 3-game stretch to close the regular season. First of those matchups comes Saturday at Northern Iowa. We're going to get Coach Nielsen's thoughts on that. a little bit later this week here on Midco Sports Tonight. For now, Kelly, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Jay. As they touched on, the 7-1 Coyotes begin a 2-game road stretch. 2 of their last 3 games actually on the road for this regular season, and that begins with Northern Iowa this weekend at the Unidome in Cedar Falls. Kickoff set for 1 p.m. Well, when we come back, we send it up to Grand Forks for Coach Talk with UND's Bubba Schweigert. Hear about their big win over Portland State. Stay right here.